Hey everyone, it's Kothis, and today I wanted to make a quick guide on weapon crafting. In this guide, we'll be covering everything on why you should craft when you can, how to craft, and also some best strategies for obtaining the materials you need. Crafting is confusing, so hopefully after watching this, you will have a better grasp of the process. So with that out of the way, let's get right into it. Before getting into how to craft, let's cover exactly why we want to craft. Long story short, you will be able to fully customize a weapon exactly the way you want, and you will also have the ability to fine-tune it at any time, assuming of course you have the materials needed. This removes a lot of the frustration for grinding for that perfect 5 out of 5 god roll weapon, only to just settle for something that was almost what you wanted. Crafting also gives you the benefit of enhanced traits, which are essentially better versions of their regular counterparts. Not every enhanced trait is significantly better, but they do have a measurable difference. Enhanced traits are also not always worth the steep cost, and that's alright, you don't have to have an enhanced trait to make a crafted weapon great, but the option is always there for you if you end up changing your mind later. Moving on, let's cover what we'll need to get our weapons crafted. The first thing you'll need to do is unlock the weapon pattern for the weapon you're looking to craft. Unlocking a weapon pattern is accomplished by obtaining the required amount of deep sight versions of that weapon. Deep sight weapons are essentially just a regular weapon with a red border around it. Every legendary weapon in the game has a small chance at being a deep sight weapon. Here's where things get a bit confusing. Even though every weapon in the game can be a deep sight weapon, not every weapon in the game can be crafted. I hope that makes sense. I know it is so confusing. So this deep sight Ogma, for example, is not a craftable weapon. Why they did this, I will never know, but that's what we've got to work with for now. So you're probably wondering, how do I even know what weapons I can craft then? The answer lies in the Patterns and Catalysts section of the Triumphs tab. This is where you can view every craftable weapon in the game along with your progress toward unlocking each pattern. Once you complete a pattern, you will get a notification, and you'll also see something in your Patterns and Catalyst area letting you know you've completed it. And once unlocked, it is permanently unlocked, so you can craft as many of that weapon as you want, which is actually pretty awesome. So the next question, what is the point of a deep sight weapon that can't be crafted? Well, even though they are not going to get us pattern progress toward anything because they're not craftable, every deep sight weapon will help us by giving us resonant elements. If you hover over a deep sight weapon, you can see that it has a progress bar. You can fill this bar pretty easily by just getting kills and completing activities. Once you get it to 100%, you can extract the resonant elements. Every weapon will give 300 resonant elements when completed. You will be doing this a lot if you want to craft a lot of weapons, so get used to leveling your deep sights as you get them. You can cap out at 10,000 resonant elements, and you can view what you currently have by checking your relic tether in your inventory. Next up, you will also need Resonant Alloy for regular legendary weapons or Harmonic Alloy for raid weapons. Resonant Alloy is a material that you will pretty much never have to worry about being low on, since it comes from dismantling legendary weapons, which you do all the time. You'll pretty much always be capped on these. Harmonic Alloy is only obtained from dismantling legendary raid weapons. Just keep in mind, to get Harmonic Alloy, the raid weapon you dismantle has to be from a raid that offers crafted weapons. So you won't be getting any Harmonic Alloy from dismantling weapons from Vault of Glass, for example, since Vault does not offer craftable weapons. As of now, Vow of the Disciple and King's Fall are the only raids that offer craftable weapons, but I'd assume any raid in the future that releases will include them too. Lastly, you will need Ascendant Alloy if you want to add enhanced traits to your weapons. These are extremely rare materials similar to Ascendant Shards. Ascendant Alloy are largely acquired from running endgame seasonal or story-based content, so think Master Catch Crash, Master Wellspring, higher difficulty tier campaign missions, and so on. The activity will always let you know if it offers Ascendant Alloy too, so just make sure to check that. One habit I'd try to get into as well is checking Master Rahul once per week for 1 Ascendant Alloy for 400 legendary shards. This sounds like it's really expensive, but with how rare these are, this is your best bet for getting guaranteed Ascendant Alloy, especially if you don't have a group to run stuff with. Alright, now with all of that out of the way, let's get into the actual crafting process. So we've got the pattern, the resonant elements, all the things. What do we do? Head to the Enclave on Savathun's throne world. This is the crafting hub. Head to the relic and open up the menu. Let's craft an Amet in this example since a lot of you probably have this pattern. Click Shape, then find the Amet. Starting off, you will have just a couple options, so you'll need to come back later once you've leveled the weapon a bit to get some better traits. Once you've picked out your traits, you can choose to add a memento if you want, and don't worry, you can always just add one later. These are essentially just an extra cosmetic that you can add on, and they are randomly dropped at the end of Grandmaster Nightfalls, Gambit matches, or Flawless Trials passages. If you put one on your weapon, you will instantly have access to that activity's tracker, a weapon title at level 20, and a unique shader at level 30. The Trials one is crazy cool. Once you've selected everything you like, long press the weapon icon and craft your weapon. Your weapon will now have a relic icon on the bottom left, distinguishing it from your non-crafted weapons. The weapon will start at level 1, so you will have to start using it to level it up. There are a couple of weapon XP farms in the game, with a Shuro-Chi checkpoint being by far the most popular. You absolutely don't need to do this, but if you want to, the option is there. To keep this video short, I'm not going to be diving into the most optimal Shuro-Chi XP farm, but there are a million great videos out there that will show you exactly how to do this. But again, you can just play the game normally and level your weapon that way, which I think is generally more fun. Alright, so now you've leveled your weapon. Time to add a new frame and change around the traits. Just head back to the Enclave and change the weapon to exactly how you want it. And just a quick refresher for all of our crafting materials and what they will be used for. Resonant elements are used when applying weapon traits. Resonant Alloy or Harmonic Alloy are used when applying a weapon frame. So remember, Resonant Alloy is from non-raid weapons, Harmonic Alloy is from raid weapons only. And lastly, both a significantly increased resonant element cost as well as Ascendant Alloy are used for applying enhanced traits. Just keep in mind, you can only have one trait in each section at any given time, so if you choose the wrong one, you'll have to reinvest the materials all over again to change that trait. If you manage to choose a new frame and add 2 enhanced traits, you will have a masterworked crafted weapon. This is signified by the golden border around it, just like any other masterworked item. A less obvious piece here is that you will also get a small stat boost to each stat when your weapon hits level 20. Well, that is crafting. I know it is a lot more complex than it should be, but I hope that this helped you understand it just a little bit better. If you have any questions that maybe I didn't answer, please drop me a comment. I try to respond to each one. Or you can also join our Discord community and I can answer any questions for you there too. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will see you all in the next video.